Hello and welcome, I am Abyss from Killjoy Gaming, and today we have a special treat for you. We have an FTK deck, the likes of which I would not recommend playing on the ladder. Without further ado, let's look at Ultimate Baseball Kit FTK. Now this is a deck that revolves around Ultimate Baseball Kit, and it's a final effect to deal 500 damage. More on that when we get into the deck list. Of course, getting into the cards, we have Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. Yes, we are using a 6 Samurai engine because it just so happens that Mizuho is a fire. More on that when we get to Ultimate Baseball Kit. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one 6 Samurai monster from your deck except for Secret 6 Samurai Fuma. If exactly one 6 Samurai monster you control and no other cards would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. It is a level 1, and we need at least 2 monsters on the field. 2 warrior monsters to be specific. Next we have Flint Fire Lady. If you control a warrior monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. All the 6 samurais are warriors. You can send this card from the field to the graveyard to special summon one level 4 lower warrior monster from your hand, and if you do, it cannot be targeted with card effects this turn. You can only use each effect of Fire Flint Lady once per turn. Usually we're using it as a body to go into either Battle Shogun of the 6 Samurai or our singular copy of Isolde. Next we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Ultimate Baseball Kit. This card gains 1000 attack for each face-up fire monster on the field. Except this card, you can send one other face-up fire monster you control to the graveyard to inflict 500 damage to your opponent. You can see where this is going. By the way, you think Master Duel turns along. If you're fighting this deck, this combo will take the entirety of the timer. The only time I succeeded with this, I had 27 seconds left on the timer. Next on the list is Legendary 6 Samurai Kageki. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 lower 6 Samurai monster from your hand while you control a 6 Samurai monster with a different name. This card gains 1500 attack. This is to help us get 2 monsters on the field, and sometimes 3 if we have an extra extender. Now for part of the bread and butter combo itself, the Legendary 6 Samurai Shinani. If you control a Legendary 6 Samurai Mizuho, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card on the field is distributed, target 1 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard except Legendary 6 Samurai Shinani, add it to your hand. Normally we're just using this so we can keep special summoning Legendary 6 Samurai Mizuho. Speaking of which, we're running 3 copies of Legendary 6 Samurai Mizuho. If you control Legendary 6 Samurai Shinani, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you contribute one other face-up 6 Samurai monster, then target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. Sometimes this card comes in handy for the removal effect, but we really just need it for a fire tribute for Ultimate Baseball Kit. This is loopable. Next we have Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume. You can banish 2 6 Samurai monsters from your graveyard or face up on the field, then target 1 6 Samurai monster in your graveyard except Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume. Special summon. You can only use this effect of Secret 6 Samurai Hatsume once per turn, and when exactly 1 6 Samurai monster you control and no other cards will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Next we're running our free special summons if we control another 6 Samurai. If you control another 6 Samurai monster with a different name, you can special summon this card from your hand. While you control 2 or more 6 Samurai monsters, this card gains 300 attack and defense. Again, this is a free special summon. We need it to get into our combos. Next we have the best special summon off of Kageki. Secret 6 Samurai Kizaru. When this card is special summon, you can add from your deck to your hand 1 6 Samurai monster with a different attribute from every monster you control. If exactly 1 6 Samurai monster you control and other cards were destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Next we have Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. This is the other card that is a free special summon to get into our plays when you control another 6 Samurai. You can only control 1 Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. If you control 6 Samurai monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you target 1 6 Samurai monster in graveyard and add it to your hand. Add that target to your hand. I have never used the other effect, but it might be helpful. Monster Reborn, we need to keep our plays alive, and this is a extender. Rhoda, we need searchers. As most of your deck, except for Grandmaster of the 6 is a level 4 lower warrior. One level 3 or lower 6 samurai monster from your deck to your hand. Mizuho is a level 3. Shinani is a level 3. Fuma is a level 3. Hatsume is a level 3. I think. Nope, that's level 4. And Kageki is a level 3. World Legacy Succession. Target one monster in graveyard special summon to zone your link monster points. You can only activate one World Legacy Succession on return. Sometimes your combo pieces get destroyed, and we use this to bring them back. It's like a very worse monster reborn. Now for the Isolde fodder. Remember, you need at least 3 equipped spells in your deck, and we are running 4 names. We are running 1 copy of Arufuet. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. You can only control 1 of this noble arms. Equipped only to a warrior monster. Once per turn, you can target 1 set card your opponent controls. Equip monster loses the next 500 attack, and if it does, destroy that target. The attack loss remains even if this card leaves the field. Or the monster is unaffected by card effects. If this face card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 warrior noble knight monster. Yeah, you can never use the rest of this effect. It's a send off of Isolde, and it can destroy set cards. Overdone Barrel. Activate to discard 1 monster. Target 1 monster in your graveyard whose level is lower than discarded monster's original level. You can special summon that card and equip this card to it. It has its effects negated. You can only activate 1 Overdone Barrel per turn. This is usually to get back a Shinani that you need to, or a Mizuho. But normally it's just Isolde fodder. Living Fossil. Activate by targeting 1 level 4 lower monster in your special summon. You equip this card, but banish 1 leaves the field. Even if this card leaves the field, when this card leaves the field, banish the equipped monster. The equipped monster loses 1,000 attack and defense. Also, its effects are negated. You can only activate 1 living fossil per turn. Again, this is another Shinani target. Finally, Inferno Belar's Durandal. When this card is equipped to a monster, you can target 1 level 5 lower warrior monster from your deck and add it to your hand, but then destroy this card. If the card is sent to the graveyard because it's equipped to a monster and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 5 or lower fire warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon. Also, you can not special summon monster for the rest of the turn except for warrior monsters. 95% of your deck is warrior monsters. You can only use 1 Inferno Alarms Durandal effect per turn only once that turn. We were running 2 of these because this is the best thing to draw. Now for your counter cards to keep Gateway of the Six alive. You have 2 Temple of 6. Each time a 6 samurai monster's normal person place 1 Bushido card on the card. Monster opponent's control doesn't attack for each Bushido counter on it. 6 samurai knight. Each time a 6 samurai monster's normal person on it, place 1 Bushido counter on it. Max of 2. You can send this card to the graveyard. Draw a card for each Bushido counter on this card. Sometimes you use it. Most of the time you're just using it for gateway fodder. That's why we're running 2 of it. The limited 1 gateway of 6 for good reason. Each time a 6 samurai monster's normal special summon, you can place 2 Bushido counters on this card. You can remove Bushido counters from your field to activate one of these effects. This is not a once per turn, by the way. As long as you have counters, you can do these effects. 2 counters target 1 6 samurai Shian effect monster. That target gains 500 attack till the end of this turn. 4 counters target 1 6 samurai monster from your deck or graveyard. Add it to your hand. That's how you are recycling Mizuhos. To make this an FTK with Ultimate Baseball Kid. That is the effect you want, so you want to have things so you always have 4 counters at all times. Since this is the only card that adds 2 counters per turn, you are going to need something like Shen's Dojo or one of your other cards. By the way, Battle Shogun does get counters. Finally, the 6 effects target 1 Shan monster in your graveyard special summon that target. I have never used that effect ever. There might be use for it, I don't know. Shen's Dojo. Each time a 6 samurai monster is normal person, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. You can send this card to the graveyard to summon 1 6 samurai Shian effect monster whose from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of Bushido counters on this card. This is another way to get out Mizuho or Shian depending on your board state. Now for the extra deck. 2 copies of Secret 6 Samurai Raihan, 3 6 samurai monsters with different attributes. First one you from your extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. Do not use poly. It cannot be used as a fusion material. Once per turn, you can banish 1 6 samurai monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. Target 1 card on the field, banish it. If 6 samurai monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Next, 1 legendary 6 samurai Shien. Requires 1 warrior tuner and 1 or more non-tuner 6 samurai monsters. Once per turn, when an opponent activates the spell or trap effect, quick effect, you can negate the activation. And if you do Destroy it. If this card on the field would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy another samurai monster you control instead. I have never summoned this. We go for the FTK with this deck. Photon Strike Bouncer. I don't know why this is in the deck. Boop. Zolte, 2 Tails of the Noble Knight. 2 warrior monsters. If the card is summon, you can add 1 warrior monster from your deck to your hand, but for the rest of the turn, you don't normals summon the set or special summon monsters with the name, nor activate their monster effects. You can add Kigeki if you want to try and bait out an Ash. Now for the effect that matters, you can send any number of quick spells to your river with different names from your deck to special summon 1 warrior monster from your deck whose level are equal to the number of cards into the graveyard. You can only use each effect of his only 2 tails, the Noble Knights, once per turn. This is how we get out Baseball Kid. Well, the easiest way, normally. Next, the other thing to get us to Gateway. 2 warrior monsters, including a 6 samurai monster. If this card is linked to someone, you can discard 1 card. Add 1 card from your deck to your hand that can place Bushido counters. You can only use this effect of Battle Shogun and the 6 samurai once per turn. Each time a 6 samurai monster is normal special summon to the zone, this card points you place 1 Bushido counter. It gains 100 attack for each Bushido counter on the field. We are mainly using this to search out Gateway and or add Bushido counters. Geonator Transversion, 2 effect monsters. If this card linked card and monsters point to cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card points to 2 monsters, you can switch control of those 2 monsters. You can only use this effect of Geonator Transverser once per turn. It's just a good card. The final part of the combo, the final extender to the combo, 2 monsters with different names. This card gains effect number of the materials linked. You can go into many link 4s and even link 5s if you want to, because of the infinite recyclability of Gateway of the 6. If this summoned with 2 monsters, monster's normal special summon to this zone this card points to, gain 300 attack and defense once per turn during main phase. You can special summon a monster from your hand. This is another way to get out Mizuho or Shien, and with very much, if it's in your hand, Ultimate Baseball Kid. But normally you would prefer to special summon out with Isolde. Finally, when this card is linked to someone, you can draw 4 cards and place 3 cards from your hand on the bottom deck in any order. This is a great way to cycle through cards if you do not have enough counter cards. Finally, we have cards that, in case things go wrong, we have 1 copy of Appaloosa, which requires 2+ monsters with different names. It's a token. You can only control 1 Appaloosa below the goddess. The original attack of this card becomes 800 times the number of link materials used for its link summon once per chain. When an opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, makes this card lose exactly 800 attack, and if you do, negate the activation. Finally, we have Borosword Dragon, 3+ effect monster cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn. Quick effect, you can target 1 attack position monster, change the defense position, also this card make a 2nd attack during each battle phase. Your opponent can activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. Once per turn, when this card declares an attack on the face of the monster, you can activate this effect until end of turn. This card gains attack equal to half that monster's current attack, and if it does, that monster's current attack is halved. That's a lot. The main goal is summon 6 samurai, special summon another monster, go into this, search out Gateway. Then we use another extender to get, hopefully we've had some Bushido counters on the field so we can continue extending, or just, have our generic 6 samurai extenders in our hand. Then we go for Isolde, trying to bait out an Ash for Gigeki, and then using its effect to summon the man, the myth, legend, Ultimate Baseball Kid. Continuing our plays, the goal is to either get a Shien on the field or a Mizuho on the field. Whichever you get, you want to get the other one on the field, and then finally, you special summon Mizuho, distributing them with Ultimate Baseball Kid, recycling them with Gateway to kill your opponent for lethal. If your opponent does not scoop due to the sheer length of this combo, again, with the amount of times it took me, I had 27 seconds left on the clock, so I will not be doing a gameplay video of this. This is an FTK. Again, I do not recommend it. Without further ado, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh, wait. We forgot something, didn't we? What does the deck stats of this look like? Yeah, for our CP cost of the Ultimate Baseball Kit FTK, we are looking at 300 UR, but only 120 UR CP is needed, that being Gateway, Battle Shogun, Isolde, and Saryuja. For SRCP, you are looking at, for this deck profile, 500, and that should be 60, but only 420 of that is needed. Finally, for rare CP, you're going to need 510, and normal CP, you're looking at 210. Now, again, I repeat, since this thing takes 5 minutes, I will not be doing a gameplay video of this. But I thank you all for watching, and I shall see you next time. Peace.